Have you ever tried to track down a property record online only to slam right into a paywall or get lost in an absolute maze of clunky government websites? Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into how you can master free online property searches specifically for Fairfield County. Whether you're a curious neighbor, a potential homebuyer, or a seasoned real estate investor, we're going to unlock the exact secrets to finding what you need without spending a single dime. Let's get into it.
But right off the bat, I've got to ask you a critical question that could literally save you hours of frustration. Are you absolutely 100% sure which Fairfield County you're actually trying to research? I know, it sounds like a ridiculous question, but this is exactly where most beginners take a massive wrong turn. I call this the Fairfield trap. You see, if you're looking for Fairfield County, Ohio, you're in luck. They've got this beautifully centralized county portal that holds all their real estate data in one neat little package. But if you're looking for Fairfield County, Connecticut, the famous affluent Gold Coast, you are dealing with a completely different beast. Connecticut actually abolished its county government system way back in 1960. That means all of its property records are entirely decentralized across 169 independent towns.
So, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll figure out which Fairfield you're actually in. Then, we'll look at why these property records matter, how the Connecticut town system works, and walk through a step-by-step portal search. After that, we'll interpret your property data, and finally, cover some major pitfalls and our final disclaimer.
Okay, Section 1. Which Fairfield are you in? Let's navigate the geography.
Because Connecticut abolished those county governments decades ago, Googling something like Fairfield County CT Property Database is going to lead you right to a dead end. Seriously, there are no county clerks here. The 8 county names in Connecticut, Fairfield included, survive today merely as lines on a map. They're just geographic designations. There is absolutely no central courthouse holding all the deeds for the region.
Moving on to Section 2, why property records actually matter and the real value of doing this search.
Doing this research isn't just about being nosy about your neighbors. These public documents are essentially the DNA of a property. By pulling them up, you can verify the true ownership history and examine deeds. You can uncover hidden local and state tax liens that could totally blow up a real estate transaction. You can review building permits to make sure that gorgeous finished basement is actually code compliant. Plus, you can check property boundaries, land use regulations, and even research foreclosure registrations. If you're touching real estate in any capacity, pulling this data is absolutely crucial.
Section 3. The Connecticut Town System, or where all this data actually lives.
In your typical U.S. county system, you have one central county clerk who basically handles everything. But in Connecticut's town system, it's beautifully and sometimes maddeningly fragmented. Every single function a county would normally handle is delegated out to individual towns. The town clerk handles the deeds. The town assessor handles valuations. The building department handles permits. So if you're researching the Gold Coast, you literally have to look locally, town by town, for places like Stamford, Norwalk, or Westport.
All right, Section 4. The step-by-step portal search. Let's actually find those records.
Here is the direct, tried-and-true method for pulling up local records. Step 1. You have to identify the specific town. You need to know for a fact if the property is in Stamford, Norwalk, Westport, or somewhere else. Step 2. Navigate directly to that specific local town clerk's online land records portal. Keep in mind, these towns use totally different software vendors. Stamford uses a system called IQS, Norwalk uses NewVision, and Westport uses RecordHub. Step 3. Just search the public index by name or address. Now here's a pro tip for you. Searching the index and viewing the digital images on these portals is almost always completely free. But if you need to print or download an official certified copy, the town is probably going to charge you a small fee.
Now, if searching through 169 different town websites sounds completely exhausting, there is a brilliant shortcut. You can use a free aggregator tool like regwatch.nyc. What this platform does is consolidate all of Connecticut's unique town-based records into one single search bar. You just type in any Connecticut address and bam! You can view the town clerk deeds, grand list valuations, and building permits all in one unified, free profile. It is a massive time saver for doing your initial due diligence.
Moving right along to Section 5, interpreting your property data, so we can make some sense of all this real estate jargon.
First up is a term you'll see a lot, CAMA data. That stands for Computer-Assisted Mass Appraisal. This is the incredibly detailed physical data collected by the town assessors.
We're talking exact lot size, construction quality, heating type, room counts, and condition ratings. And what's really fantastic about Connecticut is that the state mandates towns to conduct full reevaluations every 5 years. That means this CAMA data is usually incredibly fresh and robust compared to what you'd find in a lot of other states.
Next, you're inevitably going to see references to something called the Grand List. The Grand List is just Connecticut's annual assessment roll, but here is the absolutely critical takeaway. Unlike other places that use confusing, constantly shifting assessment ratios, Connecticut keeps it uniform. Every single town assessor values every property at exactly 70% of its fair market value. So, if you're looking at an assessed value on a property record, you can easily reverse engineer what the town thinks the true market value actually is.
And that math brings us straight to the mill rate, which is without a doubt the single biggest factor in a Connecticut property owner's tax burden. The mill rate is essentially the property tax rate, expressed as the amount of tax payable per $1,000 of a property's assessed value. Now, because these towns fund their own individual budgets, these mill rates vary wildly from one town border to the exact next.
Let's put that into perspective and see how it translates to real dollars and cents. Imagine two identical homes, each with a true market value of $500,000. Under Connecticut's rule, both have an assessed value of $350,000, right? Well, if House A is in a wealthy suburb with a low mill rate of, say, 15, the annual tax bill is $5,250. But if you pick up that exact same house and drop it in an urban center with a mill rate of 40, that annual tax bill skyrockets to $14,000. It's the exact same property value, but drastically different taxes, purely based on which town's records you're looking at.
Section 6, Pitfalls, and our final disclaimer, basically how to protect yourself out there.
Let me warn you about a massive trap for the unwary, Public Act 490, or PA 490. This is a rule that allows farmland or forest space to be assessed at just a fraction of its market value to help owners save on taxes. But there's a huge catch. If you buy that classified land and decide to develop it, or even just change its use, you trigger a harsh, retroactive conveyance tax penalty. The town can actually claw back up to 10 years of those previous tax savings. So, if you're looking at open land in Connecticut, you absolutely must check the records for a PA 490 classification, or you could get hit with a staggering surprise bill.
Let's wrap up with a few rapid-fire tips. Keep in mind that mill rates change every single year, so always verify the current rate with the local tax collector. Also, because reevaluations only happen every 5 years, a town's assessment might lag way behind a rapidly changing housing market. If you're looking at properties near the water, be aware that coastal management rules strictly limit what you can actually develop. And finally, never trust a postal address. Mailing addresses cross town lines all the time. You have to check the actual municipal border to know which town truly governs the property.
And of course, we have to share our quick disclaimer. While every effort has been made to ensure the accuracy of the information presented in this explainer, you absolutely must verify all details independently. Always consult with qualified legal and real estate professionals before closing any critical transactions. These records give you the map, but you still need a guide for the actual journey.
So we've navigated the tricky geography, we've decoded the dense jargon, and we've revealed the best free tools. The only question left is, are you ready to master the property records of the Gold Coast? Open up a new tab, pick a town, and start uncovering your own neighborhood's hidden history right now.